If you took CSS 101, you should already know 3 display types: inline, inline block, and block. In this video, let's go ahead and demo the difference between all 3 of them because this is vital to know for the rest of this course. So I have my editor open here, and I went to File, Open, and then I opened a folder called Lesson Files. I'm going to create a new file in here called index.html. And in here, let's do HTML:5, hit tab, and it creates our page for us. And let's call this working document CSS201. Now, there are 3 different display types in here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a div. I'm going to actually create 3 divs and show you the differences between them. So div, this is the first, copy that line. This is the second, copy that line. And all I'm doing here in VS Code is Control-C, Control-V, and it seems to copy the whole line down one for me. And then this is the third. Now I'm going to go over to my browser, and I'm going to go to File, Open, and I'm going to open index.html. And okay, we see a boring page. But what we can do here is just demo this quickly. And again, this is super vital to know. So we have 3 divs here. Let's go ahead and create a new selector. Let's go ahead, and all I did there was right-click, inspect, and clicked on one of these divs. It doesn't matter which one. And click this little button over here that says New Style Rule. I'm going to make this bigger as well. Click this button. It's going to automatically give me a div, and we could change the display type. Now we can't change this one because that one comes default with our browser, but we can overwrite it, and we can say display block is what it currently is. Let's give this a border though. Border 1 pixel solid red. And this is what display block looks like. And this is in vast contrast to display inline, where all the elements are side by side. And then we can do inline block, which doesn't really look like it did a whole lot. It is moving it down just a touch there. And what inline block allows us to do is padding 10 pixels, and we could do margin 5 pixels if we wanted to, 5 pixels. Now we can do a margin, we can add a padding with a block element as well. And we can toggle these on and off if we wanted to. Now, one thing to note is inline looks a little bit different from inline block. So we can do inline, inline block. I'm just moving this up and down. I'm just toggling this with my up and down arrow keys. And so this is inline block. And it's important to notice those differences because we're going to be using inline block a lot in this course. And this is block. We're also going to be using this. So these are the 3 display types that we're going to get started with in this course. And it is absolutely vital that you know these because we're going to be working with things like flexbox, and grid. And those are not easy to sort of wrap our heads around. So we need to be pretty familiar with that. And we covered that in CSS 101. If you're in that course, definitely feel free to go back to the display lesson in CSS 101 where we cover this a little more in depth.